So this is
Okay.
one. This is now we should be talking.
Easy, easy.
Okay, thank you. Behind you, I brought in a Gmo poster for what it's worth too. A nice little sign.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Gmo. Black and white, except for him, it's all color. Gmo's moving up in my wide receiver rankings. We'll talk about him today. Yes, we will. And you know what else I want to talk to you about real quick? What else? Doing a live show next week.
And then if you could for me, turn them down 5.
Tickets.
Okay.
Ramsey's Theater.
Anyways,
Fancy culture.
someone in our they say we could claim some territory.
Perfect.
Think about it, okay?
Here.
Love you, man.
Yeah, it's perfect though. It's perfect, for perfect background noise, and like a little, things that you could like snatch from if they mention a little something, but it's
Yeah.
like to where it ain't overwhelming if we just silent neither. All right.
Right,
You feel
right.
me? So we back at it again. New season, new additions. We got my boy Trey in here, man. World by Trey. Now in this space,
Well,
we're
my
gonna be
Trey.
talking about this, just a plethora of things. Obviously, y'all gonna have to get to know my boy World by Trey. I mean, again, Hood Hall of Famer, in my opinion. It's not for me to say, but it might be for me to say because again, I'm a member of the various hoods that we done lived in. I had to say it. You feel me? South Central legend. You feel me? South Bay legend, Narbonne legend, in my opinion. Again, CIF legend. You feel me? So again, as this goes forward, and we do this as well, when I bring other people like Chris and some of our other contemporaries, as you see together, we also gonna get to tell some stories going forward in the future. So that's one of my things that I think makes this awesome. Is again, these is people y'all seeing who know this game, and it's not because they spend time just watching it on TV, but again, because they played it at a uniquely high level that y'all some can and can't understand. So again, you feel me? Shout out to my boy Trey, World by Trey, man. And extremely talented in more ways than one. And again, it don't just stop at football. Check out the music, you feel me? Check out the perspectives, check out some of the interviews and things that he done did, you feel me? So we gonna get into it today just a little bit as the season is approaching. If you feel me, my boy Trey. At least we should get into it to start. And I mean, maybe to start us just talking on a variety of players and things that we done seen in the past. But you brought up the Sharp brothers going into the Hall of Fame as the first brother tandem and how they was touting that. And the first thing you said was what to me today?
Hey, man. First of all, man, I just want to appreciate you, man. I thank you so much for bringing me on, man, bringing me on board.
Thank you for fucking
Just
with us,
know this is
man.
going to be something incredible. You feel me? But, all that just to say, like, something that we really been focusing on, like you said, like the Hall of Fame just came up. The brother
Yeah.
tandem, Sterling and Shannon, you feel me? They
Mm-hmm.
both in. And, that was something that was kind of, had the gears going in my mind, like, man, because honestly, something that I used to do as a child, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like before I really got my mind right on things, I used to read a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
used to be in my room reading a lot. And one of the books that I ended up picking up was Rondé and Tiki Barber. You feel me?
That's crazy you say that.
How they were, how they came up and how they ended up both playing football and things of that nature. So that actually triggered me into thinking, like, man, what's up with my man Tiki, man? What's up with Tiki? Is this going to be the next brother tantrum? Is that they're actually twins? So it's like, are we going to be able to see Tiki Barber actually receive the flowers that he deserved?
That part.
And especially him being a running back, man, myself being a running back, definitely one of those people that I used to look up to. So I'm just waiting.
Now,
I'm just waiting to see
I
what's
think
going to happen with my man Tiki.
I think it's very important that you brought that up too, because I like how you prefaced that too, right? You also prefaced it by from the standpoint of that book, right? I think that book is crazy because Lamar Jackson, I just was checking out something recently, and Lamar Jackson was talking about the fact that again, he has his book that he's writing, his children's books that he's been writing, and it was inspired by Rondé and Tiki's book. So that's why I was like, because I'm like, dang, okay, now that book actually was very, very impactful for people who did or didn't read it, for example. But then at the same time, like I got the stats pulled up on the screen. I don't know if you could see them either, but again, we talked about this earlier today. It's that
Yeah,
unique 10,000 yard club dynamic, for example, for the running backs, which not that I didn't necessarily overlook him for being in, but I didn't realize it again. He was a part of that 10,000 yard club. And so again, when
yeah,
you look at him having done that also like in the late 90s, drafted 97, so 97 to 06, That's like the height. Also, then when you start to look at like football changing in a manner where it's bigger, faster, stronger, and a little schemed up. And so for him to have done that in the NFC East, which we always know is a tough division, like that's a big deal. And he got better with age. His last
Yep.
season, he had 1,600 yards. That's crazy actually to see that, which is wild. Getting better with age, finishing your season with 1,600. He had 1,800, damn near cracked 2,000. The season before,
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even know that he had all this going on. I ain't gonna lie. So it's cool because again, I think our generation, uh, the players that we watch, sometimes they get overlooked, right? I think it's the fact that
Absolutely.
again, even when you mention him, it's like it had me kind of go back with respect. I kind of like those moments where you have to kind of go back and you kind of appreciate people who maybe you didn't appreciate immediately at the time, right? So this like when
Indeed.
you turn around and go look at the list, he's number 28 on the list. I feel like at the end of the day, if you just in there, if you in them top 30 to 40, again, we talk about the
Top
Cam Newton
30.
thing. Until somebody push you out, but ain't
Top
nobody
30.
pushed you
It's
out.
32 teams, man. It's 32 teams. So you hit that top 30, man. I don't see why you can't be in that conversation. And like you were saying, especially how things was going back then, how things was schemed up, how football was played back in those times. It's like, hey man, my boy Tiki, he had the aura back then.
Hold
So
on. I
I'm
think it's
I'm
something
just
that
looking to
never gets
see.
mentioned. It's something that never gets mentioned. Who got their ass beat by the 2000 Ravens? So that means who carried the team there? Because we know Kerry Collins wasn't it.
Man. Nah. It was kind of crazy to even having to explain that to the other people. Like, man, y'all don't understand. Eli Manning was able to do what he was able to do because Tiki did what he's done
Come
at a
on.
consistent year-to-year basis. So uh
Because again, when Eli
even
goes on his run, he played with Eli. Eli came in what, 04? He gave Eli 3 years. And all three of them years, he over
right.
over over 1,200 all 3 years. He go 1,500, 1,800, 1,600, retired.
Yep. Yep.
And a Super Bowl
So
when
I
they went
mean,
in there.
hey,
Go ahead. It's
no, I
crazy.
was gonna say, in that Super Bowl, man. Like I feel like Tiki, he was able to get Eli on track for that, as long
hmm
as well as get the organization in the right mindset so that they can make that run.
Literally. Nah, literally. Because again, even when the Super season where they went to the Super Bowl and they got destroyed by the Ravens, bro, he had 1,000 yards receiving and 719 yards. I mean, 1,000 yards rushing and 719 receiving. That's not even normal for back then. Only dude doing that is like Marshall Faulk.
Yeah, and you even look at it in today's league, they're really trying to pull that. Oh, we need the running back to do more than just run the ball. I
hmm
feel like that was literally where it started, right there. Maybe not where it officially, but he was putting on a master class in those times. So uh, I don't want to leave him out of that discussion of him getting a gold jacket.
No, that's crazy, bro. Because as you continue to break it down, you know me, all the stuff I be talking about, I'm always on numbers, always on numbers. So again, bro, he had
Like,
586 receptions. He averaged 64 catches a year. That's low key crazy. That's a slot receiver
I
dang near.
mean, yeah. And then if you want to bring up like other running backs who also did those things in that same time with LT,
hmm
like you said, Marshall Falk, like, but that's before that time, but still it was a blueprint, and I feel like he was a major part of that blueprint of how to get these teams to that next level.
That part. Ooh, okay. So I done pulled up the player comparison. LT only got about 3,000 more yards rushing, obviously, as we know, because
Of
LT had a
course.
good amount of longevity. But receiving
Yeah.
yards, he's got more receiving yards than LT, and he's got only five less receiving touchdowns. So if
Mm.
again the defining factor and the difference is like whatever you may put it, I mean, Tiki gets to say he played against Brian Dawkins and DeMarcus Ware and them, Sean Taylor at one
Yep.
time. So
Yep.
again, like, nah, yeah, this was a great hey, this is well as the new generation like to do on social media, great pool. Great pool, great player card pool, great conversation pool to get it started. Because again, actually, I don't think we look at how comparable Tiki Barber actually is to other people within like the whole dynamic of everything. Now, this is actually crazy when you're looking at the statistics, even the head-to-head stats when they played. Like Tiki had 60 catches or 60 yards, and he had 15 carries. LT went obviously crazy, 21 carries, 192
Of
yards.
course.
But it's the
Not
difference. You could
nuts.
the usage, just that, like how they trying to use Tiki Barber versus how they trying to use LT. Imagine if LT getting used like that. Dang, man, I didn't realize
And
that. Now that's a great running back pool.
honestly, at that point, like I do feel like the Chargers were a lot more put together
Mm-hmm.
as a
Mm-hmm.
team, you know, especially with that O line. And
Yeah. Facts.
the
Eli,
Giants were
remember,
still
Eli
trying
didn't
to
want to go to
figure
the
it out.
Chargers. Eli didn't want to go to the Chargers. Remember, he like, nah, I'm not
Exactly.
going. I'm not even going. He could have
That's not a good. It wasn't a good organization at the time.
at all. Oh yeah, nah. He all right, Shady McCoy, 1,100 yards rushing,
Mm,
3,898 yards
mm,
receiving. My boy, again, right? You dealing with people now who is in much more innovative offenses who barely outpacing him. LT got him to an extent in some reason. Oh, because again, he played like 20 some games more. He played 154 games. Tiki retired at 154 games.
right.
LT went 170, Shady went 170. So these numbers kind of reflect that y'all played longer than me too. When
Yep.
again, I got more receiving yards than Shady McCoy and LT. Yeah, nah, he in my vote. Then he in my vote with all the whole career in New York. Three-time Pro
I
Bowler,
mean,
one-time All-Pro.
we got to think the last time the Giants actually had a type of running back like Tiki Barber, and I mean, you can always say like, oh, what's my man's Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah. And they won. They kind of
Um,
like that thing like we was talking about with Jalen Hurts. Like, okay, you getting credit for
yeah,
winning it, but do that
yeah,
make you better than somebody who the whole book say we stuff in the stat sheet? Dang, you
right,
preaching. Go ahead,
right.
keep going.
I mean, it's exactly like you said, like the whole Jalen Hurts situation. Like, all right, you won it, but we're gonna have to really focus on who was the real focus on that team,
Mm-hmm.
and able to get Eli Manning going. Tiki had to do his thing, and as we look at the stats here, I don't see a single season to where he wasn't doing his thing. So he was
And
definitely
that's
pushing them in the right direction.
and that's the thing. I think that's something that should be credited too. It's like from his fourth, after he hit his fourth season, Tiki Barber wasn't no slouch though. And again, you got
At all.
okay, and again, right when it starts, this is 12 game season, 6 games started, 4 games started, 1 game started. So realistically, you can't even hold the first 3 years of his career against him, whether it was injury or whether it was just the Giants on bullshit like they be. They just keep getting lucky
Right.
in the rings. They didn't even use him because as soon as they let him loose, he went crazy. He had 1,000
Started
yards in
going
12 games,
crazy.
bro. The first season they let him go crazy is they go to the Super Bowl.
And
Okay,
that's exactly why I had to bring that one up because we're forgetting about like how important it is for one player to go off to get the entirety to actually believe in themselves and in the system.
that
So
part.
Tiki
Ooh.
doing what he did, it definitely kick-started something for them.
That's the truth. I like how you put that as well, though. Again, like the people who actually are very, very like integral in building the culture on teams too, right? I think sometimes we tend
Exactly.
to miss out on the people who build in the culture and really helping these teams get to where they are because again, sometimes people are they seem so disposable to the fans. The fans always so caught up in, oh, okay, well, we want to see this next. We want to get the win. Like that's my big thing. Like what you're talking about is almost like the Jared Goff effect, right? Yes, Aaron Donald, the out and out best player, but if
Right.
we don't have no quarterback to get that ball up and down the field as the Rams, we don't even get this started. I always say that all the time. Like I don't like when people talk bad on Jared Goff as a Rams fan because again, bro, I watched Jared Goff go play against the Packers with a tore up thumb, and he balled though. Like he really played the game. So it's like, nah, that's how you establish the culture,
And
the toughness,
crazy.
the energy, right? So it's like what you saying is actually foundationally like 100% true because again, without Tiki Barber being there to even lead the way to teach Eli how to like literally like keep that chill, keep that like mental unbothered, that just stone face energy. You got to have somebody on the other side that's like right there with him, like to lead the way for him. So I think that's real as hell, actually. And I think, like you
Right.
said, though, it's also important to not get distracted and start to kind of low key kind of take away the credit because of the success and the wins that do eventually come in a situation, right? It's like, okay, well, eventually they do
Right.
start winning, but again, what did they start winning for? Was it because they start winning just because all the players got good right now? Or was it because again, like this dude managed to turn around and build a culture right before he left. And that's a lot of teams like that, honestly. That's crazy.
Indeed.
Man, let me
And
go
that's
see.
why I definitely want to bring that up because like the Giants, they always had something like that
Mhm.
was missing. And the moment that Tiki was actually able to uh provide a service immediately, it was impact.
It's and again from jump. That's the crazy part. Like you said, immediately it was impact from jump. That's crazy. Oh boy. No, that 2008, that 2000 year was pretty crazy. You had Edgerrin James, Eddie George, Corey Dillon,
Edgerrin
Fred
James,
Taylor.
crazy.
Come on,
Yep,
well,
Fred Taylor, hey, our boy again.
come
Of
on,
course, Jamal Lewis, yeah.
Jamal Lewis, yep, Corey Dillon, Marshall, Jerome Bettis. Ooh,
Ooh, Corey Dillon.
come
Oh
on, well.
man. I ain't
Ooh.
gonna lie, man. Corey Dillon, he used to be something.
It used to be so okay. So look, this gonna be one of them episodes where we talk a good amount, but we also talk running backs. Again, 1100. Okay, I mean, shit, damn, man,
Mm.
why Corey Dillon had to
Oh,
pop in here and make it very, very difficult on us trying to talk about Tiki Barber because he got 1100 yards and 82 touchdowns.
yeah, yeah,
Ooh, boy, look at
yeah.
that, boy,
That's
11.
crazy.
He went a rack every season till 2003. Ooh, then went
Yeah.
1600 when he got to New England. Boy, it's crazy because when we was younger, we didn't really understand
Now,
what they was doing.
if I'm not mistaken,
Hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, quarterback at the time, Palmer.
Hmm. Palmer and John Kitna. This season
Yeah,
was
yeah.
this was John Kitna.
Mm,
Jesus Christ. No disrespect to Kitna, man. You know, he
man,
was trying his best, but
yeah.
damn.
No disrespect, kid, but man,
Yeah, no, so he
ooh,
played all his seasons with John Kitna in them. That's crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man. Oh damn, Corey Dillon. I
But
forgot about him.
again, but again, I think honestly, a lot of people don't remember Corey Dillon until he went.
To the Patriots.
I believe he was a Patriot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I believe that's where he really not got his name, but it was such a respect from what he did in Cincinnati to where it's like, all right, we got to be on Corey Dillon. We got to stack the box. So uh,
I didn't
still
even
though,
think about it
man,
like that.
still,
Nah, damn, because again, see you breaking it down in a manner that it reminds you that's how it works. So
yeah,
it's like what you saying is you could probably go to these seasons when he getting it in with the Patriots when he had 1600 yards with New England, and it's like Jesus Christ, Jamal Lewis, 2003. Why Jamal Lewis had 2000 yards? That's incredible. What is wrong with you?
it was a different time. It was a
A
different
different
time, you know.
time. A different
That
time.
2K, those 2K seasons, like I mean, it was definitely hard to come by. Let's not disrespect the league and the defenses of that time, but at the same time, it was it was still really impressive to watch it. But that's how the game was played back then.
Mm-hmm. Literally how the game was played
It
back
was
then.
more ground and pound, run first, and then we just gonna throw it over the top.
No, for real though. So he had 1600 yards and 12 touchdowns. Brady had 3600 yards and 14 interceptions, 28 touchdowns. All right, Jalen Hurts. You out here putting up these Joe Namath numbers, man.
Hey,
Dang, man.
the aura, man, is different. It's different. The
It
era
is.
is different.
You right. Ooh, or in the air. You right. Ooh, go man, talk about it. But again, go ahead and share some of the things that you've observed right now in this current era of ball. Because I think at the end of the day, I look at it like this. I think this is cool because it gets to open us up just to more conversations. We are very intelligent, very understood, very poetic as well, right? Our era, even when I was looking back, like me being a Rams fan, right? You being a Raiders fan, I think there's something
Yeah,
very unique in those understandings of how those two teams, for example, as well as obviously we know the 49ers and things like that. These are two teams that have shaped the history of the NFL more times than you ever can understand. Between the two of us, if one of
right.
us could have got this nigga on the ground one time, we may not have to deal with the great one 7 times. You and I both sitting there like, bro, if one of us could have got this nigga at the beginning, it'd have been you and I complaining about who would have won the Super Bowl. You literally,
Right.
y'all the ones that hit him on the tuck rule, and then we get him in the Super Bowl and come back on the Patriots and can't close the deal. But
Right.
again, the Raiders culture, looking at Gruden, I remember looking at him talking about when he went to Tampa and saying that that was the only team that year that never went in the shotgun. That came from y'all though. That was why y'all was so good when y'all went and played the Patriots down there in New England in the cold. It wasn't a problem. That's why the game was so close because again, the California teams thing didn't matter for y'all.
Yeah.
So now when you're looking at Pete Carroll, it's like, uh-oh, I know they might be doing X, Y, and Z, but we might be able to get back to that little kind of culture.
We're
And
we're
so I
we're we're definitely getting back to it. Go ahead.
And I think that's the cool thing, whereas you have to get a coach who matches the ideology of the teams. And I think that's something that I think over the last few years, teams wasn't really realizing, right? I think we're seeing football kind of return to that where the coach looks like the city, right? Phil Jackson looked like LA. He looked like Chicago when they was winning, right?
Mm.
Spoelstra looked like, Miami. What's his name? Steve Kerr looked like Bay Area. He looked like Silicon Valley, Golden State a little bit, the Golden State in general,
Right.
right? So again, now y'all got Pete Carroll who
Right.
looks like retired but still getting it. Right? Ashton Genty out there. Ashton Genty, he looked like somebody that done came from somewhere across the country and now he getting his bag out there in Vegas. Max Crosby looked like the Raiders. Again, I noticed that the Raiders have
Look
always had
like
a
a
badass.
Raider.
They've always had a badass white boy. Right?
Always, always. You look
Always.
throughout history.
You feel me? Howie
Yeah.
Long till you go to Lyle Alzado. You feel me? So they always done had it. So now they got their badass white boy. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, okay, hold on. They always had a man in the middle, whether it was Dave Casper at tight end and all of these different types of things. So again, Brock Bowers, what he doing? They fit the Raider brand. Now they got their back. Now they need the
And
receiver,
that's
but
exactly what we're talking about. That's that aura has to meet the era. And
mm-hmm,
soon as that meshes, you're on your way.
mm-hmm.
And like
And
you said, that's where a lot of things started, getting misconstrued and stuff like that. A lot of teams are just going, all right, let me just go get the best player. But at the end of the day, they don't fit the aura of the team.
come on.
So
The
now we're
Eagles,
getting back to, okay,
go
let's
ahead.
go.
The
The,
Eagles, when
the,
they
the
bought that super team, not to cut you off, for example, in comparison to
yeah,
right now, they had low key better defenders in the secondary when they had this is a dream team. You got Mike Vick backing up Vince Young backing up Mike Vick with this dude and D
right.
Jack over here and Nandi Asamoah. The energy though
Yep.
was not it. They was too chill for Philadelphia. This last group of motherfuckers they had though, crazy as hell. Chauncey Gardner Johnson ready to slap the shit
Yeah.
out of somebody. Darius Slay talking fast,
Right.
talking crazy. Saquon East Coast
Yeah.
chill. Jalen Hurts East Coast chill with the fade. They whole. So like you said, that the era and the aura gotta match up. It gotta mesh. That's why the Ravens keep losing too though, because they don't got that aura to match the era. They don't.
Right. And I'm gonna be real, like this is probably, I mean, me being a Raider fan, we always looking like,
Mm-hmm.
man, this is the year we're gonna turn it around, we're gonna turn it around. And even last season with AP, like we thought, all right, there we go. We got the aura. But now it's more of a we don't really have the coaching for it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he brought the
Bro,
aura, but he wasn't able to actually,
because
make
who was
those
the coach last
adjustments.
year?
Antonio Pierce.
Okay, so let's get into it. But man, and let's get into it. I'm gonna work on, I'm working on not being like Brandon Marshall and Shannon and all that jumping in. But I think this is cool because again, you're the first person as well now with an alternate team perspective with a full understanding of the game. So let me ask you some questions realistically. To
Yeah,
start,
go ahead.
let's go back before Pierce. Let's go back to McDaniels and Devontae, who is now on my team. I feel like bigger football conversation talk. That went bad because of Aaron Rodgers from a distance. He poisoned Devontae's mindset. You're a receiver, not a quarterback. You can't talk about yourself the way that we saw him depict himself on the documentary. Not to say that he can and can't do, but that's not, that's not a receipt. You can't say after a game where y'all finally are getting it going and winning as a coach, just trying to win. Nah, man, we won, but it's important that I get winning looking numbers.
Right.
And so my question to
That
you
was
is
something that was
uh-huh.
something that was wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so my question to you is within that, and you know, to give you a little runway to go is that I felt like this. I felt like you can't ever take away from Jimmy Garoppolo and say Jimmy Garoppolo sucks. We watched him do it. We watched Jimmy Garoppolo do what you need to do to win. Anybody that can get the job done for Belichick and then turn around and go get the job done in another place and get you to a bowl don't suck. They may not be all of these different
Right.
types of things, but they don't suck. Jimmy Garoppolo, I feel like, came from a dynamic in a situation where it's run the play, not run what you want. Devontae wanted him to, within the play, do what he wanted to do. And you could see that Jimmy Garoppolo within McDaniel's offense was fucking up the offense because when in doubt, instead of going to what the play said, he throwing it to Devontae. And then Devontae getting frustrated because you fucking me up and I'm getting blasted. But again, you telling me when in doubt, throw me the ball. Fuck that. I need the ball. So my question to you is did you feel like that was did you feel like McDaniels could have been successful in that kind of fucked up overall? And now that made me think about fucking Gruden because I think Gruden was going to succeed. We'll get to that in another episode with more people. But let's stick to
Yeah,
McDaniels.
yeah.
Do you believe that he could have succeeded and that it was just that?
Just speaking on McDaniels, I feel like he kind of got himself in a real difficult situation because
Mm,
that's one of those aura things, you know,
mm.
like especially with dealing with Raider Nation and the history that he has with Raider Nation. So now you're taking all of these elements and now you're trying to force your way into making something happen right here, right now.
And that's not
And
the culture. Mm.
I honestly believe that's not the culture. And on, like you were saying, Devontae, even when we did win, it was one of those, well, I ain't get the touches that I wanted. And then in a loss, it was like, I don't care if we do win, I still just want my touches. I don't care who get the ball as long as we win. But that's kind of contradicting within itself because now we get to a point where we could win and we're trying to force you the ball because you need to get
Mm.
your numbers, but we doing all this other stuff. But
Not Trey
you know,
just said the
it's
Raiders lost about 4 or 5 games in that span of time, 2 years in a row. Because late in the game, instead of throwing the ball to other places, you in quadruple, quintuple coverage, and we still throwing the ball over there instead of
and we
throwing it to
still
anybody else.
trying to force it to Devontae because we want to make sure
Ooh.
that he's happy. We're like that. That also comes from a McDaniel standpoint, also because McDaniel's he wasn't. I think all of Raider Nation saw it. Like we had the potential. That first quarter of every game of
Boy,
those
I
two
was gonna
years,
get to that. I was gonna get to
we
that too. Boy, y'all was whooping everybody ass. The Raiders, remember y'all fucked the Raiders up.
man,
Y'all remember y'all fucked the Raiders up.
man,
Next spot is
man.
beating Lamar ass. I said, oh shit, they finna end Lamar's career tonight.
It was we had the aura right there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then it came to a point to where, all right, second quarter, what are we doing? I don't
Yeah.
think we made any adjustments. It didn't seem like we made any adjustments or anything like that because we already had a game plan set going into it. But of course, when you get into the game, things happen, things change. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's making adjustments. So at the point that we're other teams were making adjustments, our last resort was all right, just start throwing the ball to Devontae. That didn't work out in our favor.
No,
So
because
now he's
go
getting
ahead.
touches. He's getting touches, but he's getting touched. You get me? Like in a terrible way. And a lot of the
His
times,
usage rate is going up high in his
yeah, that
contact. Yeah.
usage rate. So it's like it didn't have a perfect balance. And honestly, McDaniels, he doesn't come from that type of culture, especially being in New England.
Mm.
Everybody just fit the scheme. You're
Mm.
gonna do exactly what you're supposed to do. You feel me?
Ooh, so
Even when he
you're
did
saying he
have
lacked
Randy
an ability
Moss.
to adjust. Not to cut you off because I'm gonna let you go right back. You're saying that he, because of the Patriots, the Brady and Belichick ability to adjust, which spotlights why some of y'all struggle. He wasn't able to adjust because he didn't have that element of a player who could say, "Man, fuck it, let's just bog down and play this style real quick. I'll win by frustrating y'all because y'all wait for me to throw the ball. I don't plan on throwing this motherfucker at all." Tom Brady, he'll sit back there the whole time and throw the ball 5 yards and
Exactly.
be satisfied. So back to what you were saying.
And
Okay, so
throw
lack
that
of
ball
creativity.
5 yards. And if you think about it, that is exactly what Aiden O'Connell was doing. That's what he was
Mm.
good at. But
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, we get for some odd reason, every time anyone comes to the Raiders, they get that diva mentality. So it automatically becomes a cancer in the locker room. So now the locker room gets divided. Some people are riding with McDaniels, other people aren't. So we always got that. Which way are we going to go?
Mm.
So McDaniels kind of he got himself into a bad situation.
He kind of like got backed against the wall by again, like you said, falling to the whim of like the idea that Devontae would get us out of games. It's not basketball. That's my thing. Okay, so we can go to that real quick. I think that's the thing within our sport. Hold on one second. Let me call. I think that's the thing within our sport. I think we're starting to start to unfold, right? Is they keep trying to want to make football basketball, and it'll never be that, right?
It
So
will
I
never
think
be that.
within that, you can't basketball your way out of it. You'll never actually be able to go to a Kobe mentality and win a game, right?
Right.
You can't close the game out and say, "Yeah, we gonna just give you the ball the entirety of the time," because it's 11 dudes out here. What's up, Chris? What you doing? Me and my boy Trey, we doing a Zoom. We talking football right now. You headed to the crib? Okay. You want to get on a Zoom with us while you in the car? Okay, I'm gonna send you the link right now. All right. Um. All right, my boy Three Tech gonna join us. That's lit. I think it's
Yeah,
that
let's
too,
go.
right? That part. I think it's the idea that you gonna basketball it out, and you can't do that. So again, like you said, bro, the defense gonna slide about three dudes over there, and they gonna make you start worrying about whether or not they finna hit you out the air when you go up to go catch the ball, and all of these things. And I think when it comes down to it, that okay. So let's divert from that. Let's go to that next thing. I think, like you said, he backed himself into the corner and trying to get out of that situation, like basketball team may do, for example. Whereas like we gonna rely on this scoring option to get us out of it. When realistically, in a football sense, when you run into that option, you need the entirety of the team to be so bought in that they'll be willing to do anything to get us to the point where we can get this dude one try. They wasn't doing that. So do you think that then when they went over to Antonio Pierce, it was them enabling more of that? Because I feel like now it's making me wonder if Lil Davis, if that's his problem. He trying to do it like his dad, but his dad had a better judge of character. Obviously, when he was older and senile, that's
That's
different.
exactly what it is. And literally, my bad to cut
No,
you
no, no,
off, but
you good. Because again,
literally,
I think this is going to turn into
u-
a thing that it's
usually
about that.
because when we start talking about Mark Davis, man, that's just something that always gets me because he's not a football mind, and that's exactly
Mm,
why we ended up going to get Tom Brady. You feel me?
yeah, yeah. I like
Uh,
Tom in y'all building. I like him in that black. I ain't gonna cap.
I like the move. I like the move, even though we got history and all that
Hmm.
and all that. But that's Mark Davis trying to get back
Hmm.
on track. And
Yeah,
honestly, you gonna need that. So uh, even with that, it was I'm slipping, but um,
you were just speaking
Mark
over the
Davis,
idea of Mark Davis and his if it's his again judgment that sometimes gets the Raiders in trouble right now because again, like you said, he not like you started talking about. He's not necessarily a football mind. He's a he does a family business. It's kind of the bus brother, less
yeah,
than his genie.
he
It's
likes
it's
money.
yeah, it's
Mark
it's Jim
Mark Mark
Bus.
Davis is about money.
Hmm.
So the way that Mark Davis will get his money is he's going to listen to the Raider Nation. He's going to
Hmm.
listen to the fans.
Hmm.
He's going to listen to those people who been around in that building for the longest. He's
Hmm.
not football savvy. So if Raider Nation is out there screaming at him like, "Hey, throw the ball to Devontae," he's going to go down and tell
McDaniel's like throw the ball to him.
McDaniel's like, hey, you got to start utilizing this, man. This is what we're paying him for. But at the end of the day, uh if you look at Devontae when he was with Aaron Rodgers, that wasn't necessarily it. Devontae was more of like a safety blanket.
Hmm.
If all else fails, you know that man's gonna get open.
That part.
And at the same time, Devontae wasn't even the leading receiver on the Green Bay Packers. So now you're putting him as the number one receiver, who that's all we got, and now you're forcing the ball to him. When it takes Devontae not a lot of time to really get open, but
Hey,
if you
dog.
give him enough time, that boy gonna be naked. You feel me?
But what you just said, I think is the next level of it, and that's why I gave you your flowers at the beginning of it. The circumstances of this crazy ass precarious environment that takes so much to get out of is not the definition of what it is my ability is. So again, you can speak. It takes Devontae Adams about 30 years to get off the line, just like it takes Keenan Allen 80 years to get off the line. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's
Right.
beautiful and they do it, but it's not that Ocho Cinco, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Torrey Holt
Right.
level to get off the line. It's it's
Right.
basketball.
Yeah,
And
it's
again,
basketball. It's literally basketball. They're doing crossovers to try and get open. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. Hey, you get open, you get open. I don't care how you get open. Hey, just get open.
but when
But
your quarterback is
same
Aaron
time,
Rodgers and he going like this around the defense and he knows that you're doing that, so then when he does this and the
yep,
defense shifts,
yep,
he throwing
automatic
back.
back to you, easy. But when you have a
Mhm.
quarterback like Aiden O'Connell,
Yes, yeah.
he doesn't have that yet. You feel me? That like that takes a lot more time. And unfortunately, Devontae Adams was at a time in his career. He's not here to develop a brand new quarterback.
No,
He's trying to come
prove
on.
it.
I want to
Yeah.
contend right
Hmm.
now. Right now. Unfortunately, like it didn't work out for Devontae. I'm glad that we were able to get him over there and allow him to get his family to come into Vegas and watch him play on the West Coast. All that good stuff off the field. But when it
You
comes to
know,
on the field,
you
I
know,
would
we
think you
we
would
work
want to
together.
actually ball in front of your fan.
I mean, you know how I go, Trey. Sometimes people be tripping out. Maybe this, yeah, this it wasn't about y'all. We're gonna get a little satirical real quick and create a couple laughs real quick. It wasn't about y'all, Trey. He just was trying. He really wanted to get over here. He didn't know. He was trying to get to Matt. You feel me? He always seen the fine lady. He always seen the fine neighbor lady across the street with the fucked up baby daddy and shit that was getting fucked up. And he was with Aaron. But he kind of was looking like, damn, man, she is kind of bad. So then when he moved out to the West Coast, you feel me? He went back with his old bitch one time real quick. He said, nah, it's the East Coast. This is bullshit. Let me get back over here. And he seen her. He said, damn, she looking
Right.
bad. She looking bad. She out there by the water. He said, fuck it. Fuck it. It wasn't about y'all. It wasn't about y'all. Because he fucked his career when he went back and played with Aaron Rodgers for another season. His legacy is forever tarnished because of that.
And that's and that's where I felt like he really shouldn't have done that in the first place. I also do believe like it was something behind closed doors. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was trying to get Aaron Rodgers over there. It was
Yeah.
even a couple of rumors, of course. I mean, I know we don't necessarily go off of rumors and things of that nature, but
But you know when
like
you
my
follow
boy
your team,
Mitchell
what
Rancy,
sources? You know the sources when you follow your team, though.
Mitchell, my man Mitchell Renz, you feel me? Shout out Mitchell Renz. He always say, "Hey, where there's smoke, there's
Hmm.
fire." So even a little bit of wisp of it, hey, especially if it keeps building up, at some point it's going to create a fire, and that's going to
Come on.
happen. So I don't necessarily like to turn a blind eye to those rumors because from a rumor there's always something. There's a sliver of truth in it. So I like to keep my ear to the street on that one.
I'm back with you. I just switched over. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, so I always want to keep my ear to the street when it comes to, those rumors and, because it comes from some things. So now we're just trying to, connect the dots and see where we're actually going with this. Uh Devontae going back to be with Aaron Rodgers with the Jets, didn't I didn't like that move, but at the same time, like I can't really blame him for it, just for the simple fact he's trying to be a contender. And I still think he forgets like this is a team game. It's not just gonna take two people. You still gotta have all of these other cogs in a wheel that's turning,
Mm-hmm.
so we can
Mm-hmm.
actually make it to that point. But uh as far as the Raiders go, man, like it was bad for McDaniels. It was bad for Devontae just because we had no idea which direction we were trying to go and where we
Mm.
actually wanted to make that big shift. Like, of
Mm.
course, we all want to get back to the Raider way. That was always the main thing. Even going into AP the next season, it was like, hey, well, not even the next season. It was literally like the
In that
last
same
six
year,
games of
yeah.
the last 6 games of the season. It was automatically I mean, we lost a couple of games. I think he went 4-2 the last
Mm-hmm.
games of the
You know,
season.
y'all was balling and
Unless
y'all
he,
beat somebody good in the end of the season too.
yeah, yeah. And it was always like, all right, we getting back to the Raider way. And he was bringing that aura back. So with AP actually bringing that aura back or giving them an idea of what that aura even looked like, that's where we were able to, okay, let's go get Pete
Mm-hmm.
because he has that mentality. He's a defensive minded coach. He also is very creative when it comes to offense, and he goes and gets Chip Kelly.
That was a good
Hey, those
move.
are two incredible moves, and we gotta thank Tom Brady for that. I'm not gonna lie. It breaks
Mm-hmm.
my heart to say it, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, it's like whatever gets us back to that aura. And I feel like everything works full circle. So with the league and what's going on now, with them trying to get the tush push out, that's gonna cause a lot more people to actually start ground and pound again. We're gonna ground and pound again. We're actually going to utilize the running backs, and that's really what's going to get these running backs paid nowadays.
Look, no, not you brought up the running backs too, because again, let's get into that element of it, right? We can go past that. I was gonna talk about Antonio Pierce, but we could say that for another opportunity where we could just talk about some of these things with coaches and shit like that. We ain't gonna talk about how many days you feel like he had as soon as he got the job, because that it's crazy to see that he beat the Chiefs in there. And I mean, this last season that they had, I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
I
oh
know it
yeah.
was up and down. They went 4-3, but their schedule was tough too. I mean, okay, they
I
lost to the
mean, you
Panthers.
being any team in the AFC West, man, you gonna have you a tough schedule. Not gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie, just because the AFC West is so uh it's a historic division, and it's
Mm-hmm.
always going to be tough. So,
Always.
I mean, if you make it out, hey, you deserve it. And sure enough,
Definitely.
what the last 4, 5, 6 years, I mean, the Chiefs didn't won how many? Four of them.
Come on.
So,
No, that part, it
hey,
does feel like, again, very much so like the NFC West. Again, the NFC West and the AFC
yeah,
West. The West is probably, I've been saying, the West the best in football.
yeah,
The
yeah, most
champion
definitely.
or the appearing team that came out the West for the last like 5, 6 years. You done had the 49ers or the Rams going out of there. Then you had the Seahawks at one point. You got the Chiefs turning around winning. The Broncos done won. Like, come on, man. Every team, I mean, the West really be where it's at.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, y'all schedule was tough
And
last year.
I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, we had a pretty tough schedule. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they really, I feel like they did give AP an opportunity,
Hmm.
but at the same time, they wasn't going to really give him a real opportunity, you
Yeah,
know.
because this
But
is a whole build, right? Wouldn't you say that? Y'all in the middle of a build right now.
yeah, yeah, we weren't trying to rebuild, but I mean, real football heads, they know like you guys are gonna rebuild. Like, there's no
Hmm.
way that you're gonna take Aiden O'Connell and develop him into what a Tom Brady type stature. I mean,
Yeah.
he
And
still has
again,
the
Tom Brady,
opportunity. What is he in? He's in what, year 3? I think
yeah.
this is year 3 for AOC. So, I
Hmm.
mean, it's still out there. It's still capable. He's still capable of going that route. But uh, I not that I don't see it, because even in the preseason right now, with the off season, he came back looking completely different. He looks
Hmm.
completely different now. So uh, even him in the Chip Kelly offense. I've been hearing a lot of good things out of that training camp, and of course, there's always going to be a couple of hiccups, bumps and bruises in the road, but uh, AOC, he's still developing. So I
Yeah.
actually like that. Even how we went and got Geno Smith, like that's a pretty decent quarterback to try and get him to learn from, because Geno, he isn't the most athletic. He's going to
Hmm.
read the field. He's going to follow exactly what Chip Kelly says, and he's going to make a play. And
Yeah.
that's all we're really looking for. AOC, he was able to do those things even in the game where they beat the Chiefs under AP.
That's
He
true.
was able to make plays.
Yeah.
And it all takes for the coaching staff. The coaching staff has to get that into the guy's mind. Like, all right, we believe in this. this is something that we can actually accomplish. With McDaniels, I don't think nobody even believed that.
That's real. I feel that. And again, I like what you said about Gino, especially because again, he's also playing with a coach that he's played with before. So I think that's beneficial because he had his most success underneath Chip Kelly. And then you got Ashton Genty, like you said, as far as the running the ball mentality, they got Ashton Genty and Raheem Mostert. So even to give Genty a breather when they do, they're gonna have a running back now who is actually in the role he should be in, right? Switch. So now that wear and tear that he was getting because he was taking too many carries because his body not built to be a number one. Excuse me. Now he switched with
Right.
Genty and it's like he gives Genty a breather, but he can go 60, 70 yards low key on you still. So that's actually really, really good. And then again, like I
Yeah.
think that's why I wanted to look at some of these additions that they had and say, ooh, they had a Jermaine Pratt. That's a good linebacker. Jeremy Chin is a good safety. Eric
Yep.
Stokes
Jermaine
was a good
Pratt. Hey,
corner.
Devin White brought him back.
Oh, they got Devin White
Yeah,
too.
Eric Stokes, he's having a good offseason. Yep, Devin White, he's there. Uh, and I also believe like that was something that Pete Carroll he was actually talking about too. He wants to give these guys an opportunity to reinvent themselves. And that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly the aura of the team right now. We're
Mm-hmm.
reinventing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a perfect opportunity for everyone to come out and just show what you got. Even man, what's my man's name? He played with oh man, he just ended up going to linebacker. Oh
Let me see.
man.
I gotta pull it up. I'll pull it up right now. Let me see.
He played safety. He played safety with the Seahawks, but they just moved him to linebacker.
Mhm.
Man,
Eichenberg.
his name is slipping my mind.
Let me see. They got Jeremy Chin, Isaac Poamala. They got Jamal Adams. That's what you talking about.
Jamal Adams. There we
Yeah,
go.
no, that's actually
Like
another good one.
Jamal
Yeah.
Adams. This is his first season actually being healthy from those previous injuries. That was, those are always hard to come from.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he's in camp, he's feeling good. He says he's the most healthiest he's ever been. So we'll be able to see like if these players, especially with them all being on the defense, along with Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, I'm praying that they actually get that. And I don't I believe in Pete Carroll, man. Like I'll run through a wall for Pete Carroll
Come
because he
on.
just brings that type of energy.
No, that part. And I think Pete Carroll, like I said, I think he got 10 seasons of 10 wins.
Yep. 10 straight
So,
seasons, 10 wins.
like, if that being the case with him, like, that's actually like a big deal when you think about it. Like, let's see. Oh, yeah, from 2020 to 2012, he had 10 wins every season. The last 3 years, he went.
I mean, those were kind of
Yeah,
rough.
no, exactly right. 2020, he went 12-4, and then 7-9, 9-8, 9-8, and they low key pushed him out with them 9-8s because again, in this era, that's crazy on the West. So again, yeah, no, that's a great coach to add. Honestly, great coach to add, and then a great coach to add with a player who wants the mentor that he get. That's the best part too. Y'all first round pick getting the exact mentor that he want, and you'll never see that. You'll never see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then that whole culture, don't nobody believe in us. You got Geno Smith, Tom Brady whispering and Geno Smith ear and shit. Marshawn talking to
Uh,
Ashley Genty.
Man, that's the big thing about it too. Like the amount of people that are coming back to even talk to these guys. Like, I mean, yeah, Marshawn Lynch, he was with the Raiders, but I mean, short stint,
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady never played with us, but now he's what president of operations or whatever he's doing up there. But uh that's the thing about the Raiders, man. Like I feel like this year we're more so focusing on these relationships, and especially
Mm-hmm.
of these great players that are coming back and trying to actually get in their ear and just get that aura going. I
And
know we
give to
keep
the
saying
game,
that,
give to the
but
team. Yeah.
yeah, man, I feel like that's like
But I think that's
that's the
important
goal
because
right now.
I think that's one of the things that I learned with the Rams and I watched that. As the Rams started to succeed, When they was failing and they came back to LA, that was the number one thing you was seeing and hearing. All the Rams players, all the old OGs, Eric Dickerson talking
Yeah.
shit, Marshall Faulk talking
Yeah.
shit, Isaac Bruce, Torrey
Yeah.
Holt do on live. Like, we gotta get this shit together. So again, though, it's the fact that again, if you don't lean into those that done did it and know what to expect, you can't necessarily expect for that, like you said, that aura in that era to meet. Because again, if you moving away from the era trying to just live off their aura, they're gonna be sitting there saying, like, this not the lifestyle, bro. Y'all not living an
Yeah.
actual lifestyle that we was living. You feel me? Y'all kind of giving that vibe, but y'all not that. That's the thing with the Cowboys all the time. They always say that. They always get on the players now, and Jerry started being
Man.
enabled, and now they flipping it on Jerry. Now the players is like, Jerry, these niggas is balling. Bro, get them their money so they can get you what you want. So I think that's
So
very
do you?
interesting that you said that. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, since you did bring up Jerry and like that whole situation with
Hmm.
Micah Parsons, and people are actually on his side, his teammates is on his side about that. Like, hey man, we got to get this man paid. Do you think Jerry is gonna actually get him paid, or you think he's just gonna trade him?
Um, do I think it's actually possible that he could trade Michael Parsons? Yes. If Michael Parsons tried to stand on enough business, it's possible. But do I think that Jerry Jones actually going to trade him? Hell no. Because at the end of the day, I don't think Jerry Jones got the mental capacity to actually navigate a good dynamic and a good trade to actually make them better. It's folks you can go get. Call Cleveland. Cleveland got a cost
Man,
control when they just signed. Did it come play for that team quick? And he from Texas and all. Ghost, what is that? Ain't that what they used to do? We're gonna send you to Cleveland. Fine, you don't want to
yep.
play here. You want to play here, right? That's what you said. Go to Cleveland. So again, right? If he start making
You
enough
know,
problems with Jerry, he could get traded. But it's not gonna happen. What you said?
I don't think he'll go to Cleveland because Cleveland is on the uptick. They're
Mm-hmm.
they're actually looking pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Cleveland is Cleveland, like, but
One
still
more
at the
piece.
same
One more
time
piece
with
could
their
fuck
whole
could turn
quarterback
them up.
situation and whatnot. Yeah, like you put nah, that would never happen. I was gonna say get my man's Garrett out of there for Micah. I don't think that's ever gonna
Nah.
happen.
And again,
But
it's one of them
but
things
at
when you
the
put it on the game in the trade, go green and it'll go. But like you said, it'll never
yeah,
happen because Jerry
it's
don't got enough balls for that.
yeah, that wouldn't happen. But for me, I feel like at this point in time, the new Cleveland, hey, we finna send you to Jacksonville.
Ooh. All right, you right. Then don't play around. Your ass will be in Duval, and it may work out. But do you want to be in Duval?
Duval, your ass is
Come
going
on.
there.
Come on, and they get Deontay with the guy from Georgia that they got, or Josh Allen, the other pass rusher. And again,
Yep,
he got a
yep.
contract too.
Josh
That's
Allen is
cost
smooth
control.
too, though.
All you need is cost. Again, if the Cowboys really want to do it, all they got to do is get somebody cost control. It's a lot of great rushers. Micah is cold, but if it's like that, it's like that. If we got smoke and you don't want to be here, and we ain't trying to talk about dealing with you and paying you, and you got all this to say, not that again, I think Jerry should do that. I think Jerry need to pay that man because he believe in the Cowboys. That's the problem. Michael Parsons is crazy. He believe in that shit. Because they do be talented.
Right,
But the issue
right.
is Jerry always gonna sabotage it because Jerry know how much money he make. It costs too much money to try and win a Super Bowl in a championship. You know that championship run. Look at the Warriors, and then look at the teams that try to make a
Yep.
run and then lose. The Saints and salary cap hell from trying to get one at the end of Drew Brees' career. They still can't
Hell
put a
yeah.
team together.
On top of all those accusations that came about and all that, the reason why Sean Payton wasn't able to even come back and coach,
Come
so
on,
uh I mean, it does cost a lot of money to try to win that championship. And that's something that Jerry Jones, you see how tight he is when it comes to his pockets. Like he
Jerry
grabbing
Jones
them
is a
motherfuckers.
he
Like,
be like, I ain't got it. They be like, Jerry, you got the highest
but do
rushing
you
team. I ain't got it.
but but let me ask you that question because I know like honestly, this is actually becoming like not the main topic, but it seems like it's like the overall of it. It's
Hmm.
the aura and era.
Hmm.
So do you think that the era is so much different that Jerry Jones actually doesn't understand that and that he's literally just trying to get players to get back to having that aura of
Hmm.
the Michael Irvins and
Hmm.
even after that DeMarcus Ware, like bro,
Yeah.
y'all are going to go play. I'm not going to buy a championship. You guys are going
Mm.
to earn. every dollar.
And I agree with that. That's the thing. I think Chris and I mentioned this, and we talked about this when we saw the initial thing that he said, because he has, when he mentioned them getting hurt, he has paid everybody already. Dak got paid, CD
Yeah,
got paid, Zeke got paid
yeah,
back in the day, Diggs got paid now.
yeah.
So it's like, damn, bro. Okay,
And
well,
I
maybe
mean,
I got to make y'all scrap and
I'm
claw to
I'm
get
paying
there.
this money, but we're not producing. I'm paying, but we're not producing. How much more do I need to pay you guys? And then you can't say like, oh, well, I got injured. I mean, injuries is a part of the game. And that's one thing that I feel like these players are failing to realize. I can pay you this right now, but if you end up getting busted in the third week, we,
Then
we
what?
we're pretty much handcuffed. We're handcuffed.
And I
So
think
now do you think it comes more from pay me my guaranteed money, or do you want just longevity in a contract?
I think that's what we trying to figure out too, though. I think they are in the process of trying to kind of figure out if that's what they want, like what level of their culture they're trying to build. If they want to build a culture of, you know,
Do
the
we just want to
players
pay
in
you
this.
guys out?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do we just want to pay y'all out and that be what it is we doing and we just paying y'all, it don't matter what's going on? Or do we want to kind of build a culture where it is about y'all succeeding and getting better? Michael Irvin, I saw Michael Irvin turn around and Michael Irvin was like, nah, Jerry, like just pay him, bro. Like stop playing. Like, bro, just pay him, please. Like just pay him, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. Is that because you're saying the distraction for them right now is that peace of mind? Right, like you said, injury is a part of the game. I be thinking about this all the time. Like we're far advanced as far as like our understanding of the game as fans, and then again, because you played it at the highest levels that you have been able to push yourself, so you know that. Right, I was just looking, and I'm like, man, I remember asking you, like, man, how retired is you? And I went on your Instagram because I was showing my friends, I'm like talking and showing folks your shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot my boy didn't actually went and ran out there and then put his body on the line. Nah, when he say he chilling, he chilling. But again, having played the game and watching these guys that are playing the game now, is it that right? That somebody like Michael Irvin is saying is get these dudes the money so that the entirety of this dynamic is psychologically secure enough to say, nah, man, let's go out here and go do this. I need us all to be able to actually be bought in because if we not all bought in, then I'm not gonna be able to go all the way as I need to sometimes because I can't necessarily lay out like I need to because if I'm gonna get hurt, I fucked it off, and we didn't even make the Super Bowl. We was one game away from the Super Bowl, and so I think that's a very interesting dynamic to kind of look at. I feel like I'm with you though. I think that they should pay these dudes because at the end of the day, it's there. I think the loyalty. That's the thing too, though. It's hard, right? Just breaking it, even on this spiel.
Yeah,
It's the loyalty. He been
yeah,
loyal to all these niggas. He was loyal to fucking
yeah,
Romo. He was loyal to DeMarcus Ware. He was loyal to
yeah.
fucking Zeke. He was loyal to Jason Witten. He was loyal to goddamn DeMarcus Lawrence. I mean, like, bro, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. He been loyal to Dak. So it's like, damn, bro. Is it that y'all lack the? Now that's what I'm saying. What you starting to run into right now? He in a real good spot too. He really can burn this whole shit down real quick and say, "Fuck it, I want Arch." Because Granddaddy already done said he want Archie to play for them. I seen the video myself. It was Granddaddy Archie Manning saying, "Yeah, I want Archie to play for the Cowboys though." In a bar, and I'm like, "Uh-oh, Jerry
I
burned
mean
all down for that."
man, that would be something. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't even mind that.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I'm against the Cowboys and whatnot, me being a Raider fan, but it's like that is a perfect fit. Like to
Mm-hmm.
actually, what we say. What's the theme of the day?
Aura in
Aura
there.
and era.
Come
That's how
on,
you
Trey.
mesh those things together.
And so I think it makes it interesting because
Because you got your new and improved Troy Aikman at that point.
come on, man. And again, they keep trying to make him. I think if Romo had some of these people with this group, he might have been able to make some shake. Because again, Romo was good. It's crazy we let people talk about again, similar to Cam Newton, like bro, we be letting people talk crazy about Tony Romo. Tony Romo was a dog.
Yeah.
like a
Yeah,
real life dog.
he had a couple of like blunders that
Mm-hmm.
really like
Fucked his
really put
name
him
up.
out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how that is, man. They
But again,
always gonna remember the last thing you did.
Similarly to Cam, but to not, we ain't gonna get on that. Like you
Right,
said, the idea that new Troy, Dak had it for a second. He got that. He gives that attitude. But again, maybe Dak will be the Tiki Barber.
man.
Maybe we'll turn around, we look up, and it'd be like, nah, man, Dak did hold it down
That
for a
did
little bit
start
though.
that. Right.
They had to turn it over to Art because again, like no cap, it's better for the game. Like you saying, that's what we looking for. I'm always rooting for those teams. I always am a football fan supporter of the Raiders. I always am a football fan
Right.
supporter of the Cowboys. Right? Certain programs in the game, if you really know the history of the game, they go back the long way. That's why it is dope to see the Chiefs, even though
Right.
it's hard to watch them because the Chiefs been around since the jump. It's a reason why the AFC Trophy is
Right.
named after their owner. So it's like,
Right.
nah, man, we waiting for the Raiders to get back though because we need them ass kickers to come back. And what I like is you starting to see Oren Era this last season with the way the Eagles won, the way the game is shifting in some ways. Because even the Rams are a play action run team that creates in the past, which is similar to what our style has been. But again, you can see it. The run game is what rules the league now, which is like you said, that ground and pound type of style now coming back into vogue. It's like, okay, well, we might be able to thrive with it. So it's like the Cowboys might have to make that push for it because again, like at the end of the day, it's getting stale. And I think once the aura and the era start to get stale, you can't keep selling to everybody. Yeah, we the Cowboys.
You can't
Who?
sell that dream no more, you know? Like, I mean, you always gonna have your delusional fans, you know, like, oh, I remember back then because, you know, same thing in Raider Nation, you know, way back when. But at the same time, I can't really hang my hat on that if now we're in this era of new fans that don't even remember that era.
Come on.
We have the like the Raiders now, like we're Derek Carr, Derek Carr fans. You get me? Like we
No,
can't
they don't
look no
need.
further
Oh
back.
boy, no, but
We
that's why I
remember
love y'all.
26.
One thing to
We
cut you off
remember
about.
2016 Derek Carr.
Let
But go
me let
ahead.
me let me cut you off briefly before you go back to that. One thing I do love about y'all though is y'all do remember them ones. Rich Gannon. See, Derek Carter, best y'all was able to
Rich
get
Gannon.
lately, but see y'all, them Gannon jerseys still be folks still talk about Rich. You feel me? Stabler,
Absolutely.
Plunkett. They'll still go
Absolutely.
back and talk about because again, like you said, the aura in the era, all them quarterbacks match. All of them. So it's that. I
They
think
all
it's
go
the fact
back.
that to go back to if I didn't take you off track too much is again for you to be able to speak on that is also looking at the dynamic and understanding like you were saying, it's also the fact that people are forgetting and then we're in an era, I guess it's so modernized and new because of things like the TikTok and social media and shit like that that we forgetting so much. If you ain't a sensationalized personality or got a podcast, they starting to forget who you is. Like you said, Tiki Barber, you'll forget that Tiki Barber actually balled out and had 10K. Tiki Barber had you go back and look at the list and see hella other people that's on that list and be like, whoa, Corey Dillon. He got us
I
looking at Corey
forgot
Dillon
this
today
whole
like,
era of football. And it's like, I mean, I don't know if people forgot Tiki was on TV. He was a commentator. And it
mm-hmm,
was still like, they kind of got him out of there because I guess he didn't
quickly.
have the complete personality of what people
The,
was looking. He didn't
the
have the aura
likability.
of commentating.
Because he's great on the actual games,
So
but he's not good on TV
yeah,
prospectively for what they want. In the games, he be funny. Him and Devin
right.
McCourty, if any of y'all catch it, and I know you be hearing
And
them, bro, they
man,
funny as hell. Because they be like playing
yeah,
but going back and forth.
Devin
It be
McCourty is
funny.
crazy. He's a wild man.
Hilarious. Hilarious. But again, right, that's another tandem, right? Will they make it in possibly before Tiggy gets in? Will the league throw them the little Patriots love
Mm,
and throw them in on like a
mm.
38th ballot and Tiggy don't even be alive no more?
Man, nah, I highly doubt they wait for Tiki to pass. Like, God forbid, you feel me,
That'd be
to
crazy.
actually give him his flowers. That would be ridiculous.
Right, yeah, that'll be out of hand, man. I need
Cause
him
come
to
on,
get his
man,
love.
LT got his, so I'm looking for the next. Uh, what's our next running back that's gonna actually get
Make the
a
hall.
gold jacket?
Was it Sean? Probably Marshawn, right? I would
Oh
think.
yeah, of course. I
Well,
mean,
let me see. Let me see who eligible too, because I think he was eligible this year though.
mm,
Let me see.
but see, now we're going into the social media era. You
Hmm.
get me? So it's like, who do we remember more? Unfortunately, yeah, Tiki, he didn't have that many either great takes or great highlights. It wasn't. But Marshawn, he got that. I'm running over the whole Saints defense and I'm grabbing my dick, making a touchdown. You feel
No,
me?
that
People
part,
are going to
right?
remember that.
That's real. Damn.
So
Let's
it just
see.
makes it's going to make more money.
Yeah,
Hate to say
yeah.
that, but
The
it just
clicks.
makes more money. It brings more people to Canton. It brings
the-
more, just everything. It's a
No,
better
that's so
story.
true. And again, they basically got this next year list sold up. You can't even low key see who everybody. Here we go. I'm trying to see everybody who's Hall of Fame eligible next year. They just showing you like it's gonna be Eli Manning, Luke Kuechly. That's crazy. They already got it basically predicted up.
Ooh, that's funny because I was looking for Luke Kuechly this year, but I'm like,
Hmm.
if he's in there next year, all right, that's peace. I'll take that.
Right. Okay. So you got this next year. You got Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Jason Witten, Frank Gore, Phillip Rivers, Pouncey, Todd Gurley,
Oh,
LaShawn McCoy, Dez, Edelman.
Todd Gurley,
Yeah.
that gotta be like third, second ballot. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
No. 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 He for sure ain't getting. He for sure can't get in. Now
Like
he did his thing, but no, he can't get in first ballot. If
I
he get in first
like
ballot.
Todd Gurley. I'm not gonna lie. I like Todd Gurley. He shouldn't even be eligible at this point.
No, I feel you. Somebody like that. Yeah. It's like you should have to. You should. Your eligibility should be like when you retire in your 30s, unless you like somebody like Barry Sanders who crossed that Jim Brown crossed that like 10,000 club, you should have to wait 10 years type shit. Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
you. Cause
yeah,
you creating too much. We gotta watch your highlights. You don't even need to be talking about right now, man.
yeah.
Mm-mm. Cause again, 6,000 yards,
That's not
67 touchdowns, that's
fair.
good.
That's not fair.
No. He just crowding up the
Yeah,
group. He just crowding up the group. He making it real crowded in there, not on purpose neither, but it's just like by happenstance. Like, yeah, it's a lot of it's what Craig and Day they said, man. You big in here, man. There's a lot of people up in
you
here
big in
now.
here. You just little in here, man.
Yeah, man, you
Nah,
just little in
man.
here. Nah, man, it's too many niggas up in here, man. We trying to squeeze too many niggas in the club right now.
Right, right.
Let me see. Frank Gore. Oh yeah, Frank
So
Gore
it's
getting the first ballot. He number 3 on the
yeah,
rushing
Frank
list.
Gore. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Once you said Frank Gore, I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
Hmm. Yeah, he going in next.
Because
He
Frank
gonna
Gore
get.
definitely he deserves that.
And do you think that it should be that with the Hall of Fame? Right, we could talk about it. Should we eventually low key just do? Should they start to low key do a little specialized situation? Because see now so many positions is getting pushed down. Like this group all modernized essentially, which means that we are officially at the threshold where they running out of old school players that they missing to cherry pick and to put in there. Which again at this point now, okay, can we get who don't got a cross on their name right here? Because could we get again? Okay, how much longer Fred Taylor got to wait? What the fuck did Fred Taylor do to y'all personally at this point? You feel me? Fred Taylor
Because
and
that does become
OJ
a
in.
that does become a part of it too. Like you're off the field, like all those things. Like that's really what either makes or breaks your
Yeah.
Hall of Fame, man. Like what have you been doing? And for someone to bring it all back to where we started, for someone like Tiki, who
Hmm.
ended up commentating, who I mean, of course he, some things I'm not even sure why Tiki not on TV no more.
I just think
Like
he
maybe
not.
he
I
just
think he wasn't
wasn't
that. He's not likable in that way. He likable, but
likable.
yeah, yeah. He gonna say, "Hey man, I don't really care what y'all think." That nigga Saquon in for a long career in New York, and they want him to be like, "Saquon gonna be OJ." Yeah, nah, he ain't gonna be OJ for the Giants though. He was OJ for the Eagles.
Right.
A nigga said that 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and y'all was mad. But was he wrong? No,
Nope.
he wasn't. Tiki preached. He was right.
But we gonna have to revisit. We have to revisit that, man. Like that's why Tiki. I mean, y'all got Frank Gore coming up next, and yeah, Frank Gore, he did play longer.
No, Frank Gore did. Again, the next ones that you got up right now. So on this little thing I got pulled up, it's like the Russian leaders list. Frank Gore at
Yeah.
1600. He 83. AP at 5. I don't know how many years AP been retired though. Let's see. That'll be the big determining factor too. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, so next year, so after Frank Gore going AP eligible. So okay. Again, here's why we saying like, bro,
Mm,
y'all got to figure out how y'all doing this because it keep pushing people back. So AP,
mm,
Frank Gore going in, and we know, yeah, we AP, we gonna have to get an episode with a few of us on here to talk about AP, boy,
mm.
because
Man,
the last of one type of running back though, like that old school Earl Campbell, you feel me, Eric Dickerson type of running back. Oh my God,
yeah, yeah. Uh, AP definitely someone that I tried to model my game after,
come
so
on, come
I
on,
can't be mad at that one. But
can't.
at the same time, I don't want to keep pushing back these guys who have
Yeah.
actually earned it just
Mm-hmm.
to bring in the social media era guys.
Mm-hmm.
No, you pay respect to the people who played the game correctly and
Mm-hmm.
was loyal to the game. That's how you get these newer generation guys to actually fall in line. I hate to say it
Mm-hmm.
like that, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Man, that's the
as
game. You
on
gotta respect the game, bro. We get into that whole thing. People want to be throwing out all these monikers because of the level of understanding. We're not even gonna call it WOKENESS. We're not even gonna use that phrase. The level of trying to ascend to a better level of understanding the things around us. Because of that, people got so much shit fucked up, and so it bleeds into this understanding of this game. You got to
right,
fucking fall in line to get in line to get to that point. That's why the Patriots start whooping everybody ass so much in America. Because again, when nobody fall in line and they was all getting their ass beat.
right,
If y'all didn't know why we couldn't beat them, because when nobody get on page, they got a whole documentary of it, and all these niggas just saying, like, oh yeah, we just all got on page and understood that it was bigger than us and our egos. Bro, when I just figured out, not to get tangential, when I figured out that the reason why the shit went down with Drew Bledsoe is because Belichick had figured out the salary cap hack 15 years in advance. Bro, he Drew Bledsoe was $100 million quarterback, and they had Ty Law, Teddy Bruschi, Richard Seymour, Willie McGinnis. We gonna get Rodney Harrison, eventually
man.
get Randy Moss. Bro, you can't do all of that if the quarterback is $100 million quarterback. Drew Bledsoe, get up out of here. Tom Brady, come in here and run this situation. We gonna pay Tom Brady $4 or $5 million a year. You know Tom Brady never made more than $20 million a season for the
Five
Patriots
million.
ever. He never made more than 20 million. He damn near never made more than $12 million any season for the Patriots. That's why we got Darrelle Revis. That's why we got Randy Moss and Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, Gronk. Oh, that's why. But again, now when you look at it, it's like, damn, so that's the way in which they got it. So falling in line is not a negative to go back to what it is you were saying with these backs, now to get back to this thing is why we got to put some of these people in here, like you're saying, is because again, it'll teach them to understand and look at the history and understand. Look, dog, a lot of y'all is cold, but y'all not reinventing the wheel the way in which y'all think, especially at this position. And I think that's why it's hard to get them paid because again, y'all may have a different level of understanding, but again, man, who is you to Curtis Martin? Who is you to OJ? OJ ran for 2,000 yards in the 70s, man. Come on, bro. He running through hell.
Man,
Jim Brown running through racism. That's why he's still.
CJ2K even. CJ2K, man. I still feel like he needs a little something, man. A little
Yeah, no, his
something,
2,000
little
yard season was crazy because that's
maybe
against.
not a gold jacket, but goddamn, this something.
Come on, at least the Titans ring of honor.
Mm-hmm.
At least the Titans can put him in because again,
Definitely.
you got dudes who ran against real humanity. But you said one other thing
Right.
too. You feel me? You got me a little. You got the energy going right now too because you mentioned something. Social media era guys. Right on this list, I got a different variety of names highlighted and
Yeah.
click right. Boom, LaShawn McCoy. That's a social era guy, social media era guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And he would say maybe that he's not, but that's a social media era guy, like you're saying, who can't get in before somebody like Fred Taylor. You can't let that guy get in because, yes, he ran through them defenses, but '09 to 2020, the game is changing. By 2013, already, the game is
Yeah.
way different already. They didn't change so much shit. I was just watching something about Rodney Harrison. The year after Rodney Harrison retired, which is what, '08, '09, maybe around there, they literally changed the
Oh
contact
nine.
rules on
Oh
receivers.
nine.
So it's like,
Exactly.
it's clear as day. So now here's my other question, too, though. When I look at this list, I see names like Ricky Williams, Marshawn. We talked about Tiki, Shady McCoy with 11,000. Derrick Henry at 11,000. I just love his game because he really be running it up. Like people need to stop playing with his name because if he keep doing what he doing, he finna finish top 7. LT better watch his back
Oh
because
yeah.
he very well may catch LT at
Oh yeah.
13,000. Do you think he's gonna be the first ballot Hall of Famer of all the running backs from this era? Because I don't think nobody else getting in. Mixon
Derrick
got
Henry has to go for sure. He's
yeah,
going
right.
for sure.
Okay.
Derrick
Because I'd be
Henry is
worried.
going for sure.
That's crazy. He might be the last first
Even
ballot running
even
back.
though even though even though he's a one of those social media era guys, he's bringing that aura of the OJs. You feel me? Like those Jim Browns and
Mhm.
those names that, when you think running back, you thinking of those guys. So it's he deserves that first ballot. And
Eh,
especially, man, I really want the Ravens to do so well, man. I
Me
want them to
too.
do well.
Me too.
Uh, but it's always like, hey man, y'all got to get out that pistol. I say that every year, man. I say it
Come
every year.
on,
Hey, as
bro.
soon as y'all get out that pistol, hey, y'all
Because
golden. Y'all got
it
to
don't
give
really
Lamar a
make
little bit more. But
it don't really make no sense for how they trying to execute the game plan because they running into each other every time, bro. That's why they keep fucking up. Realistically, it don't look like that, but that's the thing, bro. They always going like this, like with the ball, and they
yeah,
standing right next to it, bro. It's not a running start. Neither one got a running start. So when Derrick Henry
right.
get to run, he got to go around Lamar one direction, or around Lamar this direction, or back out this way, or back underneath Lamar, and then Lamar got to do the same thing. It's too complicated.
Yeah, yeah,
It's too
yeah.
complicated.
But going back to it, yeah, Derrick Henry, he's definitely man. I like Derrick Henry to have another 1,000 yard season,
Mm-hmm.
which would put him at what 12.
It'll put him at
What
it'll put
like
him. I mean, he had 1,900 yards this year, so now we low key got we low key right, which is crazy. They disrespected the hell out of this man, and they gave that boy all that pub, which he a dog. We know Saquon a dog. Everybody knows Saquon. We been knowing about the real ones been knowing about Saquon since before Saquon blew up. Going into when they play USC in the Rose Bowl, we always like, yeah, this dude different. So we love
yeah,
Saquon.
nice, yeah,
The Eagles as a whole, y'all make us hate players that we love because y'all don't know, y'all seem to not understand how football works for whatever reason. We don't get why it's like that, but it's okay. Back to this. I mean, he probably for sure gonna have 12, 1,300 this year,
yeah. So
at the
that
least.
would put him at a smooth 13,000 career, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
he should. What's that? That's at least top 10.
13,000 will put him. Yeah, 13,000 will put him right underneath right underneath Eric Dickerson. Number 12. Yep. I mean number 10, excuse me. Tony Dorsett.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
he
He
hit
probably
it.
gonna
He
pass all
hit it.
them this year. Again, Marshall Falk, all these dudes in danger. Steven Jackson, Fred Taylor, fucking up Fred Taylor candidacy. We trying to help Fred
There
Taylor
again.
by any way, any means necessary. Fred Taylor go down to 17 now. Derrick Henry for sure finna go to like number 9, number 10. Boy, he rushed for excuse me, he just rushed for 1,900 yards this year, bro.
Was
That
that
was
all
insane.
purpose?
No, that's Russian.
That's Russian.
19, yeah, 1921.
Mm.
All purpose, he had two racks. He had 2,114. Boy, he got what two? Yeah, he first ballot. It ain't even no fucking question, man. He got 2,000 yard seasons
Yeah,
on
it's
his
no
shit, all
question, man.
purpose. Yeah, man, that's beautiful. That's good to see. Shit, I mean, what you said, fall in line. He said, man, I ain't worried about the running back market. Don't call me about that shit on the phone. He said, hey, I've been getting mine.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead,
And
Derrick
that, and
Henry.
that's and that's another thing about it, man. That's another thing about it. Like I understand everybody wants to get paid, but we gotta understand like what's
Hmm.
the real importance of the running back position in this era of football. It would be nice to, get y'all paid what Saquon did last season. I mean, that's a good start. But
But that
now
fucked it up
after
for all
that,
y'all too.
it's you yeah, because now you got something to where, all right, we got all these quarterbacks running the ball now. We got Jalen Hurts uh all these rushing touchdowns now. So I mean, it makes it a little bit more difficult because now we can sub you guys out for another quarterback.
Anybody.
We got a quarterback
Anybody.
that can run, and now we got a quarterback that can throw. And now that just opens up the offense even more. That just like evolves evolves the game even more.
That's valid.
So once the running backs are able to actually, hey, we do this, this is what works, then that's when they start getting paid.
And I think that's the tough part about it as well, because as you were saying, I think when you look at what is the value, and as far as like the impact, how are we using y'all to actually get in here and like impact the game versus what it is y'all are saying? Because again, you also just kind of address the idea of like resetting the market, right? That whole thing that
Yeah.
happens every time somebody gets paid, and everybody got to reset the market every single time. No, it don't work like that realistically. If you didn't actually reset the market, then you shouldn't get paid for resetting the market because it fucks up the market. Just because you the next quarterback up,
It
don't
starts
necessarily
fucking
mean
up
that you
salary
earned it.
cap.
Exactly. So again, like I think it's very important that you say that and that you point that out because I think sometimes people tend to miss that idea of it. Like they don't really look at it and say like, well, realistically, like, am I trying to reset the market because of how I feel, or am I trying to reset the market because of my output and what it is I done did? Now that is kind of, I mean, we know that these lists gonna look like this, but again, like here you go with this. This is the all-purpose
I
list
think a
last
lot.
year.
I, I do think a lot of that is just from pocket watching though. Like
Mm,
players are
mm.
pocket watching. So it's,
He said he
hey,
got paid this. I need
y'all
that
can
too.
pay me more.
Mm,
Y'all not even just the different players. Y'all pocket watching the general manager. Y'all pocket
mm.
watching the owners. You guys are, so like, hey, y'all
That's
getting this.
true.
Like we should be able to get this. But it doesn't equate that way. That's you trying to get paid for a position or a status that you aren't in. You shouldn't be getting paid the same as the owner or the GM or things of that nature.
No,
You're
that's
not
true.
up there. So for me, to try and even my boy Josh Jacobs, man, I was so disappointed that we didn't
Yeah.
sign him, but at the same time, it was a certain thing that we were trying to get accomplished. Yeah, you didn't want to be the cowbell back. All right, that's
You gonna
peace.
get paid like one.
We
Get out of
went
here
and
then.
draft we we went and drafted another running back. And
Mm-hmm.
then within that, you weren't really playing the best
Mm-hmm.
because you're so focused on, oh, I got to get a bag. I need y'all to pay me a bag or else
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do it. I mean, what's my man? Because I'm gonna be real, I don't really like him, man.
Who?
Zeus, my man Zeus, running back for the
What
Raiders,
team?
man.
The backup?
Because for the Raiders,
The current
um,
one, right? Let me
yeah,
see.
the current one.
Uh,
He had a terrible season, and I'm not gonna lie, I was so upset with Josh Jacobs leaving because I already knew Zeus wasn't going to be able to do the same thing that Josh
yeah.
Jacobs was. Uh, it's a certain I'm not even sure what that really is, but I can just tell
Mm-hmm.
you not that. You're not that
Alexander
guy.
Madison,
Of course, you can. Nope, not him.
Amir Abdullah,
Alexander
Zamir
Madison
White.
ended up Zamir White. There we go. Zeus.
Yeah, from Georgia. From
Zamir White.
Georgia. Yeah.
I did not. I did not like. I didn't like it. Like he's a good backup, of course, and that's exactly what he did at the end of that season where Josh Jacobs went down. He became a good backup. Like, oh, okay, fresh legs. He's going to do the job. But the moment that we gave him the starting position, the next season, I already knew he wasn't going to be that because
Mm.
he doesn't have that specific something. I don't even think there's a word for it right now, but like when we look back, we're going to be able to say like, yeah, you're right. He didn't have that.
No,
And
you're
even
right
as
though,
I'm
because
looking back now, I'm still like, yeah, whatever the word is, he doesn't have it.
when he got that burn, when he got that level of playing time at that particular time, it was lacking a lot. And again, he got them last starts at the end of the season when nobody really know you, don't nobody got no tape on you. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I agree with you because I'm not necessarily a fan of a lot of the Georgia skill positions outside of Bowers and like George Pickens because a lot of them came from a situation where they played with just so much talent that it was easy for them to just lean on teams and on players and dominate because again, it ain't too much comp that can mess with us as a collective team. So nah, like what you're saying is real because again,
right,
when you get in there and you actually got to be that bell cow, it's a lot harder than it is when you have the luxury
right,
of not necessarily being entirely and completely focused on. So
right.
that's real. That's very valid actually. Man, let's see. Let's pull this up real quick and then
I think a lot of people forget about that, man. Like football is a team sport, man. It. I mean, like, of course, when we talking sports, like everything that it's a team sport. But at the same time, when it comes to like being a complete collective,
mhm.
I feel like that art of sports is lost.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. It's falling by the wayside right now because everything, even the training, like I'm just looking like everything is becoming so individualized that it's losing that dynamic. Like you seeing it in the way in which like people play their game. That's why you see teams like the Eagles when they turn around and they do win. It's because they got a team that look like a team. That's why the Chiefs was beating everybody. That's why
Yeah,
the
you
Patriots,
go
like we
into
just
that
talked
locker
about.
room, and you can't tell who's from who. It's just
Hmm.
Eagles.
Yes. It's not okay here, he over here, this is his thing. No, you could tell like again, they reflect the Steelers that we grew up watching. They reflect the Patriots
Right,
we grew up watching, the greatest show on turf
right,
Rams we grew up watching, the Dallas Cowboys we grew up watching,
right.
right? The Raiders era we grew up seeing the era of in the 80s and the 70s and stuff like that. They resemble that. Every team that win a championship gonna resemble and they're gonna look like that. And the teams that's probably not gonna get there is gonna be a lot more hyped on the individuals and the solos. That's why they're gonna have a hard time this year. Because everything coming in this year, because of even just media conjecture and what they fans is doing, is making it all about one person. So that means that he got to
Right.
prove everything to the world. And even if he try to ignore that, we gonna make the league gonna make him prove it. And
Yeah,
it's not, I don't think that the Eagles necessarily got better around that. Like you saying, right? The individualism has now leaked into where they just last year they was more of a team and already coming in, it's already the conversation is not about the team, the conversation about the one individual person. And instead of getting in there and
right.
being like, look, man, honestly, I want to keep balling with this team. As the more and more y'all say that I'm not that dude, it means that this whole team stacked. I want us to keep being like that. He need to just go ahead and say that because he's played his
Yeah,
whole career in that though. You went to Alabama. Realistically, Jalen Hurts doing exactly what he's supposed to do. I'm
yeah,
supposed to be the least important part of this shit, but the most important part of making sure that this shit keep doing what it's doing. Period. And you're not supposed to
right.
be worried about whether or not I'm doing it right or not. Because again, I'm supposed to just keep doing my job, keep my head down, shutting the fuck up. He does that shit great because again, he learned under Nick Saban. But again,
Yeah,
now the Eagles culture is again or reverse era. They get more caught up in their era. They want to be a talk shit. We
it's
winning,
an
we
era.
winning, we winning team. And again, Philly, y'all just got to the table. Raider Nation, they got four of them, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Got three.
Excuse me, they got three of them. Raider Nation got three of them. We already got our two. New England got seven. Dallas got five.
Steelers,
Pittsburgh got
6.
six. Let's not act like because now y'all done just finally got it going, buying rings. There's nothing wrong with buying a ring. We just talking about Jerry Jones won't. Because Jerry Jones did it the old school
Right.
way. Jerry Jones said, I drafted my
Because
players.
he's taking it back to that era. He's trying to get it back to that era. So now it's a big conflict, it's a big divide in between like the teams of the league because this team, they're willing to buy their championships when these teams that have been doing this year in, year out, they're not willing to do that.
Bill
So
versus Walk.
now it's all right, everything is flipping. Those legendary teams are now falling to the wayside because you got these teams who are coming up who are willing to buy that now.
Mm.
We gotta
Like
at
again,
least
yeah,
get
the
one.
Warriors.
That's why I'm That's why I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't a dream or nothing, but I was sitting there. I'm watching. I wasn't even no. This was before the Hall of Fame game. I think I was watching. I was watching something with the Chargers, man, and something in my brain just hit me and said, "We got to watch out for these guys."
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why. It was just something about it that just made me sit there and was like, all right, we gotta watch out for the Chargers, man. Because they're slowly but surely and quietly
Building.
getting to
Yep.
that. They're
Mm-hmm.
building up to that. And they don't have one. So I feel like right here, right now, is the time.
And
This could be the start of their era.
And I think what's interesting with that is I think it spotlights also how it is you go about doing it and how that's spotlighted in these changing of the times and the aura of the era, right? I think it's the dynamic between teams that can still maintain, because I think that was what it made me kind of think of as you were saying that. I think this is what you finna watch. You finna watch the players that the coaches run into problems with, or the teams and the owners run into problems with, is the pre-NIL players. Micah Parsons is pre-NIL. He didn't get that extra little bag coming in. So he not finna come in here and not give a
Right,
fuck about this money. And then he's not in that
right,
premium position to where, again, the quarterback, I know I'm gonna get my money. I know I'm gonna get my money on, whether it's goddamn franchise tag me or paid off, paid off. I know I'm gonna get my money on. So I need y'all as the D lineman to push the market to the top so I can get that 1 year money, but that 1 year money ain't it. So again, any players now that's coming in potentially that are NIL dudes that got their bag, I mean, now suddenly, I mean, maybe we don't know if Jerry Jones look at it like this. Obviously, we talking about it in a very intellectual way now to just think about this. But if Jerry Jones get that little
right.
bug in his ear and say, "Hey, fuck it, Cincinnati, can I get both? Can I get Trey? I know Trey assigned for whatever it is I'm telling him, and he just led the league in sacks.
Man,
Mister wanted $100 million contract, but didn't lead the league in sacks and was hurt. Matter of fact,
the
hey,
6 weeks.
his value is two players potentially. Fuck it. Can I get the rookie that was tripping with y'all, and can I get Trey? And y'all can have this. I know Joe want that. Paul Brown from that
Uh,
same school of thought, like Jerry Jones. We know we talking hypotheticals, but that'll make that trade go. Don't let us get on the mic. We'll have Michael Parsons in Ohio. It's looking like we trying to get Michael
I'm
Parsons in
telling you.
Ohio by hook or crook on accident. So again, I think it's that. Maybe that's the thing we're gonna see too, is the players who played in the NIL getting that NIL money are gonna come in with a little more of an ability, because again, the draft classes is getting better. They may come in with an ability to help you build versus having to buy. So you'll see teams like the Eagles
Right,
who will buy up all of these, and because again, that's what they did. They just buying up superstars, free NIL
right,
superstars. Damn near, they buying them up, and then they bringing them in to their program. But like you said, the Chargers, Michigan, Harbaugh done did it everywhere he done been at, and he finally crossed the threshold when he won. So you know that they gonna also understand like he done won. They played against him in college. He's got a Pete Carroll element of it. My mom used to always talk about that. The idea that Pete
indeed.
Carroll succeeded because he had the recruiting board still. So he got to see the dudes. It was 2 star, 3 star, 1 star, 4 star, 5 star, and see what they became.
Yeah,
And so now they in the league, and he like, okay, hold on, Earl Thomas, boom, yeah, we wish we could have got him at USC. Oh, Cam Chancellor, oh yeah, man, I remember him. He was at Virginia Tech. Yeah, boom, he ended up being good. Sean, yeah, Sean was killing us for years when we was playing against him at Cal. Boom, yeah, let's go ahead and get him. Ooh, Russell Wilson, I remember him seeing a little bit of him in Cal. Boom, yeah, let me get this Sherman. Oh yeah, I remember seeing a little bit of him in high school and da-da-da. Okay, boom, let me Brandon Browner, CIF. Oh, boom, let me get that dude. So again, Harbaugh got a little bit of that now because he was the biggest thing in college football at one point, right up there with
and it
Nick.
just came out. Just came out too.
So
So
that's
yeah,
valid. That's valid. But you got to do that. You got to do that to be able to beat him because he been beating him. It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat that. It's hard to beat that one that's standing in your way. We know how that go.
yeah,
It's hard. So again, even though they got that, their biggest thing is they got the quarterback. But I think y'all got the better. Y'all have a realer culture. The Chargers culture is not real. If y'all can get it together with the Raiders
that's the
culture,
only thing.
yeah. If the Raiders can get it
That's
together,
the
that culture
only
is real.
thing. What is their aura?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Yeah. It's
The
trying to
Chargers haven't really.
It's trying to
Done that.
outshine the
Yeah.
Rams. Don't worry, they are trying to outshine the Rams. That's why they put that whole new uniform set out, look just like us and shit like that. They trying to get the attention. That's what I'm saying. They worried about
Man,
attention.
and that is so crazy because that's also something that I was thinking about too. Like, dang, what is going to happen if both of these teams end up with home field advantage? Like, how is that going to work out? And I think
Hmm.
that helps the league in a way, because now uh what Harbaugh, he's going to try to go to back to Qualcomm or something, like to play that home
Come on.
game, or what are we going to do about that?
Right now, y'all
What are
got
we
to
going to
double.
do about
So
that?
now we moving games to Monday Night Football and all kinds of shit. The Rams playing on Sunday. The Chargers on Monday. You already know they can't wait to set it up.
Yeah, yeah,
SoFi, double SoFi,
that's going to
SoFi,
be great.
SoFi. The first NFL stadium that has
Yeah,
two NFL games in 4 days. You know they can't wait to run it. SoFi
man,
Stadium was designed for
they
this. You know they
love
can't wait
that.
to
They're
run
going
it.
to love that story.
Love it.
They're
They
going to
gonna eat it
love that
up.
story.
They gonna eat it up.
And that's going to be crazy.
Okay, so
But
one
yeah,
last thing,
man,
because again, this has been a great episode. I can't wait for us to do this some more, man. I appreciate you so much. Again,
definitely.
it's cool too because I like getting into the intricacies of teams, the game, so many of those things that
Mhm.
come down with it and come into it, and this just helps us be
Some
able
of the
to.
things that these other shows, podcasts, they don't really go as deep into it. And I also feel like this is an opportunity for us to actually teach these upcoming generations of the
Mhm.
the type of football and the way that people are actually looking at the game outside of just the social media era and just being surface level with it. Like, nah, football is a lot deeper than what people actually portray it to be. So like I feel like this is a extremely valuable way to get that to the masses.
No, I agree. Because again, right, we seen dudes like Brandon Lloyd, Torrey Holt, Stevie Johnson. They doing the shit we watching on TikToks and on these clips. They were doing that. And again, right, AstroTurf. Let's just talk. We gonna
Right.
finish this briefly going to AstroTurf, and I'm gonna ask you this last question. AstroTurf. These folks don't, and these kids, these new era kids don't understand. I was just watching the thing about the Rams recently, like that 2000, that greatest show on turf era Rams, and then I just started watching this Patriots Dynasty doc. Bro, that 2001 Super Bowl got to be one of the top five worst days at work I think Torrey Holt them ever had. When you hear the Patriots say, "Yeah, nah, man, we decided, you know what, we was tired of hearing about the track team. We wanted to turn it into football with them." And you watching them just beat, boy, they slamming Torrey Holt all into the ground, jamming him, pushing him in. But
Yeah.
again, these dudes with the level of incredible that they put on, like you said, at a time when it formed all of these things. Again, Ocho doing what he did. I always think about it like this: Ocho need to go in the hall, just like we talk about Fred Taylor need to be in, because Ocho did what he did, y'all, against the 2000 Ravens and against the Steelers, though. Let's understand he playing them 2 times a year. So if he went for a rack, that means he went for a rack against Ed Reed, Ray Lewis,
Hey, Lewis,
James Harrison,
man,
Troy. He
Troy,
putting it up on all of
man,
them. And it was just
in
Taz.
that division alone.
AstroTurf and all,
Yeah,
getting
he
slammed
definitely
on
got.
concrete.
Yeah, he needs to go in that talk. He
So
deserves a jacket. I'm not gonna lie.
come on, straight up. So I'll just ask you this. This last question as we finish this week's episode, you feel me, as we get ready to get it running. Uh, what would you say would be a successful season for these Raiders, whether it's win loss or whether it's what it is you want to see. Whether it's like if Genty could give us a 1,000 yard rushing season, I think that means we did our job. If our defense can end up being top 15, if that's you saying you want again 8-9, we tired of 8-9, we trying to get past 8-9, we trying to get 10 wins this season. What is it that what is something that you could realistically say your Raiders is capable of this year?
I would honestly say like the best thing that we could possibly do right now as a whole, man, like from uh from the top all the way to the bottom, I think it would be at least a 10-win season.
Mhm.
Like, I don't think there's anything else but just win, baby. Like, that's
Right.
all we can do. Just
You
win.
said just win. Let's
That
win some
that's how
games.
you know it. Just win games. And
Yeah.
honestly, that is something that Pete said. Like, hey, we here to win games. That's all I know how to do is win games. So, I mean, as long as we keep that attitude, that aura in this era, that's a successful season to me. Just win, baby.
No, I feel that. I'm with that. And I think that's very, very possible because I like that, right? Just let's win some games, right? I ain't P said I'm not really concerned with the idea of being back. I don't need to hear that after week 6. Honestly, let's keep winning some games. And again, y'all
Yeah.
start the season with New
Like
England. Y'all go to
everything
New
else,
England. No, go ahead.
yeah, I was just saying, like everything else, like that comes with it, like the accolades and all things like that. Like, hey man, just win. Everything else is second.
Mm-hmm.
The individuality that comes second. But we putting W's in these record books. Come on, man. That's what matter.
That part. And again, y'all start the season as we close it out. Y'all got at New England. I mean, shoot, hold on. Nah. On Thursday, y'all play the Seahawks. So we gonna all be
Thursday,
tuned in. That's what I think.
Seahawks.
Hopefully we'll be able to do that. You feel me? Even if a few of us just get on the Zoom and we just
Yeah.
chat while we all kind of trying to catch our teams in whatever way we do on a little preseason vibe. Definitely just talk about a little bit more. But again, y'all got the Seahawks, 49ers, and the Cardinals, the West Coast trip. But again, the season started with the Patriots. I think y'all probably gonna beat them because I think they coming in with a little more hype. Chargers, Monday Night Football. Then y'all got the Washington Commanders. Then y'all got the Bears, the Colts, the Titans. That's the first 6 games. That's first 6 weeks. That's 1 through 6. And then y'all got Kansas City and going into the bye. So again, realistically, again, I think y'all gonna get the Raiders. I think
We
y'all
can go
capable of getting them.
4-3.
Yeah, that's what
We
I'm
can
saying.
go
4-3
four
to
and
start is
three.
good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a good start because again, y'all playing y'all schedule crazy because y'all got one of them divisions where y'all still play 2 teams that's probably gonna make the playoffs every year. You gotta play 2 times against Denver. Denver good as hell. 2 times against Kansas City. 2 times against the Chargers, like you said. That's what I'm saying. What that division hard as fuck. And on that note,
Like
my dog been going
that's
crazy.
always going to be the gauntlet right there.
Always.
Always going to be the gauntlet. Like going through the
Always.
AFC,
Come on. As Honey going
AFC
crazy in the
West.
back, my sister pulling up to the crib, Trey. I appreciate you. The dog sending us off on a barking note, so we'll wrap it up. I appreciate you, man.
You already
And
know. Hey man, appreciate you, man. Let's do this again, man.
now, man, we gonna keep doing this, man. God got us lined up, so we gonna go ahead keep running this thing. Gonna keep getting it down the field, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Indeed, you already know.